Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the third and final Winter 2022-2023 seasonal model roundup from GavsWeatherVids. So wow, here we go. We've got a big video for you this Saturday morning. We're going to be getting 16 long range models together from the world's leading forecast centres. And for the third and final time this season, we're going to see what all of those long range models are showing for winter of 2022-2023. So a big update here for you that will play a part within next week's GavsWeatherVids Winter 2022-2023 forecast that we're releasing on Sunday, the 4th of December. So goodness gracious me, we've got a lot to get through. I should get on with this final season model roundup for you in a moment. Just say about the first video today was the 6 a.m. upload. Got weekend forecast and a 10 to 14 day coming up for you later on today. So please like, share, subscribe on those videos, and we thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. Thank you so much to Richard for the winter updates gift, and also to Roger the Robin as well. Thank you so much, Rich. Right, let's have a look there. We're going to start off with Kansas. We're going to rattle through these quickly, so blinking you missed it. We're going to start off with Kansas from Tropical Tidbits. So this is a mean sea level pressure anomaly for winter 2022-2023 from Kansas, and looks unsettled. Low pressure in the Atlantic, high pressure to the south reaching into southern parts of the country. So it looks like a traditional westerly zonal type winter, most unsettled in the north, driest in the south. Temperature anomalies from Kansas are above average, a relatively mild winter to come, and the precipitation anomaly generally on the wetter than average side, especially the further north and west you go. Let's go through the NMME suite of models, starting off with NASA. So this is a temperature anomaly for winter 2023 from NASA, and going for a milder than average winter with above average temperatures. That's across all parts of northern Europe. The precipitation anomaly for this winter is about to a little bit above average, particularly so just to our northwest, a little bit drier than average to our south, suggesting that it might be excuse me, a rather zonal westerly type winter. Gem Nemo looks like this with above average temperatures again. Mild average winter being predicted there by the GM, and a little bit on the drier than average side as well for this winter. And then we've got Encar, which looks like that. It's slightly above average with the temperature anomaly. Once again, although near normal with that one actually. North Atlantic, as always, looking very cold. I think something's wrong with model there. And the precipitation anomaly, average to slightly wetter than normal, particularly so to our north and west. Temperature probability forecast from IRI, which of course is Columbia Climate School International Research Institute for Climate and Society. Wow. Try saying that when you're bad trebles of magic water. Right, so, well, look at this. This is quite interesting, though. So the probability is actually favouring average or below average temperatures this winter. Goodness gracious me, we don't see that very often from IRI. So, actually for Scotland, the probability is about 50%, I think, in that darker blue shading there. Further south, you know, it is a weaker probability, but it looks rather cool winter, that, doesn't it? And if I show you the next anomaly on, actually, January, February, March, notice Scandinavia predicted to have quite a cold winter. You have people watching from, like, the Nordic countries. So hello to all of you. And IRI predicting probabilities, predicting, you know, quite a significant chance of a cold latter part of winter. And that goes on into particularly the northern half of the UK as well. So those maps are quite cold for IRI. These probabilities usually are favouring above average temperatures most of the time. So that's quite interesting, quite dramatic. In terms of the precipitation probability for this winter, much weaker signals, although the probabilities are favouring a drier than average winter for Iceland and also for Norway as well, which could suggest some high latitude blocking, and that might be the reason that northern and possibly northwestern Europe are colder for this winter. So quite interesting update from IRI there. Ptalpeng's analogues looking like this. So remember, Ptalpeng doing things a little bit differently, looking at sea surface temperature anomalies in the month of October, and then creating analog-based forecasts, therefore based on those sea surface temperature anomalies. Very strange 200 millibar height anomaly here from Ptalpeng. So we've got low pressure around Iceland and Greenland, which would suggest westerly winds. We've got high pressure sitting across much of Central Europe. The Azores high is pulled away from us towards the east coast of America, and we've got lots of low pressure down here. So it's kind of like a negative NAO, but still somehow or other managing to keep us mild, mainly because of this ridge of high pressure ever present over central parts of Europe. Temperature anomaly from Ptalpeng's analogues is a little bit above average in those orange colours. Most of northern Europe forecasts have a very mild winter there. I mean, precipitation anomaly, not overly strong still, but probably, if anything, favouring a slightly wet average winter for the north, and a little bit drier than average to the south. And then CFSV2, lastly for the American models, looks like that. So traditionally zonal, with high pressure to the south and low pressure is away to the north, and winds are coming in from a mild Atlantic-driven westerly direction. So what's new for CFS? Temperature anomalies are above average in all parts of Europe, and the UK and Ireland included in that. And the precipitation anomaly is a little bit on the wet average side, particularly for sort of northern Europe, but also to some degree for the UK and Atlantic-driven winter there from CFSV2. Right, coming back to the European models, this is how ECMWF is looking in terms of the mean sea level pressure anomaly, anticyclonic for this winter, with high pressure in off the Atlantic into western parts of Europe, plenty of high pressure domination there. 500 millibar height anomalies for this winter looks like that. Big ridge from the Atlantic into western and also northern Europe. We're probably not that far away from bringing colder easy winds, especially so in more southern areas. With temperature anomaly a little bit above average, around half a degree to 1 degree on the temperature shading. And the precipitation anomaly, if anything, hints at being a little bit on the dry and average side, especially so to our south. Right, let's start going through the Copernicus suite then. So this is Meteo France, mean sea level pressure anomaly, winter 2022-2023. Again, similar to ECMWF, looking anticyclonic, high pressure dominating the weather there. The temperature anomaly is very mild in most orange Eureka's. That's around 1 to 2 degrees above normal. And the precipitation anomaly, again, looks dry and average to our south, and a little bit wet average to our north. Heading on to DWD, Icon, German model, really. So high pressure is over and to the east of the country with this model. The temperature anomaly, it's again a little bit above average, around half a degree to 1 degree above normal. The precipitation anomaly shows no signal. You will think it's going to be a rather dry winter though, but high pressure being controlled. The ECCC mean sea pressure anomaly also has high pressure sitting over and just to the east of the country. That will bring lots of dry anticyclonic weather. The temperature anomaly remains above average, as it is with so many of these models, and the precipitation anomaly hints at being perhaps a little bit on the drier side over and to the south and east of the country, but quite wet out in the Atlantic. And then lastly for the Copernicus suite, no, it's not lastly, penultimately, CMCC looks like that, with high pressure just out to our west. That's bringing perhaps a slightly cooler northwesterly flow. In the live stream on Monday, by the way, we will go through all these models on a month-by-month basis. So we'll break these down on a month-by-month basis on Monday's live stream. That will be at 8 p.m. And we'll see how all of these charts are working out, month by month. I have not got time to do that for this video. But temperature anomaly from CMCC looks like that. Nearer normal, actually. This is one of the cooler models. Close to average, no signal, or slightly above. and precipitation-wise, once again, it looks a little bit wet average to our north, a little bit dry average just to our south. And then, finally, for the Copernicus suite, we've got the JMA, which looks like that from the Japanese Meteorological Agency. High pressure dominating over the top of the country. That's been plenty of dry weather with it, and the temperature anomaly is a little bit above average, around half a degree to 1 degree above normal. The precipitation anomaly, again, a little bit drier than average just to our south, a little bit wetter than average just to our north. That does include northern blocking around Greenland, though, for December. JamsTech temperature anomaly looks like this. Again, a mild average month, winter I should say, what I'm talking about. Mild average winter coming up for 2022-2023. And the precipitation anomaly actually looks a little bit wetter, although very dry just to our east, but we might get a rather wet winter from off the Atlantic. Sticking with the Asian theme, we go to China. This is the Beijing Climate Center. Penultimately for this update. If you have enjoyed this season while around, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. So this is a 500 millibar hydrogen anomaly from the Beijing Climate Center. This one more interesting from a cold perspective, mid-Atlantic ridge extending up to Svalbard and whatnot. Looks like we've got some northern blocking going on there. Could be bringing wind from a colder northeasterly direction with that one. The 200 millibar height anomaly, again, with that high pressure in the Atlantic ridging to the north, you would think we could be bringing in, I should say, colder northeasterly winds there. The temperature anomaly is only about average. So that's one of the cooler models that we have seen. And the precipitation anomaly hints at being rather on the drier side, perhaps, if anything, not surprising with that high pressure blocking away to our northwest. And then finally, we've got the UK Met Office, GLOW C5, and again, suggesting, as many of these models had done actually, an anticyclonic winter with a mean sea pressure anomaly, high pressure sitting around western and northern parts of Europe. The precipitation anomaly predicted to, temperature anomaly, I should say, predicted to be a little bit above average in those orange colours. And the precipitation anomaly looks like that, probably a little bit on the drier average side, if anything, so anticyclonic, mild and dry winter there. Right, we're done. Wow. 16 models in 12 minutes. That's not bad going, is it? So, I think the trend is definitely there for a relatively anticyclonic, mild, and also pretty dry winter. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I think that's a trend overall within these models. Of course, with an anticyclonic signal, there could be frost and fog and whatnot, but very few of them are getting the high pressure far enough north to be pulling in like proper cold northerly and easterly winds. However, within that, if you drill down within them, and we will do that with the Copernicus suite in our live stream on Monday at 8 p.m, you will probably find that December has a bit of a northern blowing signal and then it gets lost as it goes further on. But we'll confirm that in the live stream on Monday. There are a couple of exceptions. We've got IRI probability temperature forecast, which I think looks very interesting and very unusual for the International Research Institute there, and a Beijing Climate Center, which definitely hints at the chance of a colder winter with much more in the way of high latitude blocking, and that actually progresses as the winter goes on, and the blocking still gets more extreme with Beijing Climate Center later on in the winter. So you pay your money, you take your choice. The trend overall is like a mild anticyclonic and dry winter, but within that there are a couple of interesting models, and you know, drilling down between the detail, as we will do in Monday's live stream, I think we will find that December is, on a lot of these models, predicted to have a bit of blocking. Right, well, that's it then for the third and final season model roundup for winter of 2020-2023. Hope you found it interesting and informative. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We will have the 13th and final winter update for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. So that's going to be a real epic last winter update coming up tomorrow. And then next Sunday, we will pull all the winter updates together with the seasonal models, and we will attempt to come up with a forecast for winter 2022-2023, and that will be on Sunday, the 4th of December. So our journey is nearly out there, but we have got one more winter update to do for you tomorrow. And to Sarah Richard and Roger Robin for the gift. And we're going to be back a little bit later on with weekend forecasts and also 10-14 day. So keep checking back to the channel for more. But for this video, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.